It's Mother Time, everybody. My name is Caesar.
And I'm Martha.
Welcome back to the 16th episode of Inner Wider Screen Aware.
Two idiots who know nothing about movies talk about movies.
So today we have a very special guest with us. Mm-hmm. This is my sister, Veronica.
Did you forget her name?
No, I was considering if I should have her say her own name because I don't want to talk for her.
Introduce yourself.
You can introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hello, my name is Veronica. I'm his sister, and I'm her friend.
Yes, my friend / also my sister too.
I think they're better friends than
we're
you
better.
and I are.
We're K-pop sisters.
Anyway, so today, well, before we get into the movies,
yes, I wanted to ask my quick question now that you're here. I want to see if you know the answer to this. So today's riddle question is: there are 13 puppies. All of them but 8 die. How many puppies are left?
Sad. Okay.
I'm not good at math.
There are 13 puppies. Mm-hmm. All of them but 8 die.
Yeah.
5.
5?
All of them.
What say you?
Wait.
13. All of them but 8.
All of them but 8.
13.
But 8 die.
8.
So are you saying?
But 8.
What's your guess?
5.
5. It's 8.
It's 8.
All of them but 8 died. It's in the question.
Yeah, it's in the...
All of them died except 8 of them.
There's like 5.
It's okay.
I don't trust my gut.
No, it's okay. That's why I try to say it fast, so maybe you wouldn't focus so much on every part of the question.
I've learned to focus on every part.
You've learned because I've asked you a few questions now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like I said, this is Veronica. Like she said, my sister, better friend to her than to me. So we wanted to have her on the podcast for a while now, so we're very glad to have you here.
And I'm happy to be here. I'm nervous. I'm stumbling.
No, it's all good. Hopefully this works out too, unlike the last time we had a guest on.
Yeah, let's hope that the video actually shows up this time.
So, and we'll definitely bring Brianna back on to
redeem her. Yeah.
But
we got some movies planned out for her.
We do. We got special episodes on the way for whenever that happens, for sure. But before we get into today's movie, I just wanted to ask you, what's your relationship with movies? How were you raised? Did you like movies a lot growing up, or
you ask her you didn't live with her?
I kind of know the answer to that question. Yeah. Well, I remember my first PG-13 movie was in first grade, and it was Austin Powers.
Oh, it's a good one.
And I did not understand it, but I just liked how it was so colorful.
That's true.
But now that I watched it again when I was older, and I didn't realize how vulgar it was.
Yeah.
Why did I watch that? It's just so pretty and colorful.
I mean, I honestly think it's because my dad, he had all these action movies and war movies on VHS, and the Austin Powers was the one that stood out with all the colors. So I'm sure she just pulled it out and went, ooh, pretty.
Yeah, and then I remember, I think when I got older, then we watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, that was probably my first.
Yeah, I think that's the first movie I remember we watched together.
Ever?
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it was on my white, bulky TV.
Oh, I do remember that TV. I had a black one like that. It was just a square with that big thing on the
Yes, I remember those little dinosaur TVs.
Yeah, dinosaurs. I kind of want one again just for the aesthetic.
For aesthetic.
Did yours have the built-in VHS player in the TV? I think mine did.
I don't remember.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, those are the cool ones.
I think it's just buttons on the side.
Oh yeah, probably.
But yeah, I do like movies. I enjoy them from time to time, and yeah, I trust him when it comes to movies because he kind of knows what good movies and bad movies are.
Do I?
He doesn't.
Well, I mean, if he goes to a theater and he says that movie sucks, then I won't go see it because he says it sucks. I trust him with my life.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Live with that now.
No, but your recommendations are good, you know?
I guess what she means is every time I've told you should watch something, you end up liking it, and every time I've told you to skip something and you end up watching it, you're like, oh, I didn't like that either.
Yeah, see?
So I kind of just know her taste by now, I guess. Yeah. What would you say is your taste in movies? What are your favorite genres, or what were some your favorite movies?
Man, I really like psychological thrillers and comedies. Yeah, anything that gets my anxiety going.
I love those too.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Those are the best movies.
Definitely. I actually, you recently in the last couple of years got into horror more, because I remember when you growing up, she was just completely against horror, like no blood or
horror, yeah,
nothing like graphic or anything, and I feel like you really are into that now.
Yeah, it was weird because back in 2018, I was a scare actor for Six Flags, and I don't know, being a witch kind of helped me become like the monster rather than the victim. So I felt like I was able to take on anything.
Oh,
I like it.
And I think kind of to get more into the character, I started watching horror movies, and that's when I started getting into it. I just liked how the stories, and I don't know, it's just interesting.
Yeah,
I don't like the gore, of course. I cover my eyes.
Oh,
that is my favorite part.
We love the kills.
And it was funny because remember my birthday party in Peru?
I do not know.
We watched Scream 4.
Oh, we did watch Scream 4.
I did not want to watch it, but then we watched the first one, I think, last year.
I showed her the first one recently.
It's my favorite
and
movie
she like
now.
really enjoyed it.
Oh,
I was so happy because I was like, it's my favorite horror movie. I hope she loved. So I still need to show you the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
Before the new one comes out in January.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
so
soon.
excited.
I'm so happy. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm excited.
Probably not, but I'm still so excited.
But what I'm excited about, it's the same directors as Ready or Not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Have you seen Ready or Not?
I have not, because I've gotten misinformation about it, and I was in my head I was like, it's not going to be good because someone told me it wasn't, but then they were like, oh, just kidding, that was the wrong movie. And so I hadn't seen it because I thought it was going to be bad.
Oh, we got to talk about that one. It's a good one.
I got to watch that.
You'll feel better about the new Scream. But yeah, and then another thing I wanted to mention too, actually a lot of my movie watching throughout life has been very influenced by you. As y'all, in a way, as if y'all may not know, my sister is hard of hearing. So something that we would always do growing up was we would watch movies with subtitles. Like that's just something we always did to help my sister. Now I'm at the point where like I can't watch movies without them. Like I'm just so used to it. Like last night I was watching this movie Role Models on Peacock, and Peacock has had an issue with subtitles. And last night, for whatever reason, they were not turning on. And even for a second, I was like, I don't know if I can finish this.
Oh.
It was just like weird. But only at home. In the theater, I don't need them.
I mean, you're hard of hearing.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
But
I still need them even in the theater. I need subtitles for anything that I watch.
That's true. They do have those caption devices. That's what she uses when she goes.
I guess they're getting those.
I mean, what do you think of those? Are they like that good to use?
Yeah, they're very accurate, and they even put in parentheses like the sound you're supposed to hear. Because obviously, when you're deaf, you can't hear anything.
It's not just, it's not just dialogue.
Illustrate it for you.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
But yeah, you get one of those caption devices. You put it in a cup holder, and you just kind of adjust it to your height.
I've seen you use it when we've gone.
Together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I actually remember when Aquaman came out a few years ago. We went to an open caption screening, so they had the captions like on the screen. It wasn't like, but it was just cool because there were a lot of deaf people there. Like I remember before the movie, people were signing to one another, and even after the movie, they were like clapping, like they're doing.
That's awesome.
That. So I just
and
I don't know. I just think it's so cool.
Yeah, like I know basic sign language, so someone started signing to me. I was panicking on the inside, but I was like, okay, like can you like slow down, please? And again. And they did it slowly. Oh, okay, I understand you now.
That's the same thing with Spanish and Puerto Rico.
Meet you.
I know, yeah.
And they don't want us. Yeah, we'll slow down, and then
they don't. Yeah.
Rapid fire Spanish again.
That's Puerto Ricans for you.
Yeah, but yeah. So clearly, you're also a movie lover as well. So we're very happy to have you on. And one last thing I wanted to ask both of you: anything recent you've watched since we last were on?
Yes.
Movies or TVs?
Yes, I've seen 2 new movies.
Okay.
The first one was Escape Room 2.
Oh, you saw the new one. We also saw that.
Okay.
Yes.
It was a movie.
Get that?
Well, that's why you watched it in the theater.
Yep. It was a movie.
I had fun with it. I think it's definitely. I mean, the first one's pretty dumb too, but this one somehow finds a way to make it dumber. But I don't know. I think what they really needed to do was just nail the escape rooms, and I thought they did that at least.
They did. I think they did a good job with the escape rooms.
Yeah.
The rest, everything surrounding it, the whole organization part of it is just kind of weird.
Yeah,
but it also kind of makes it fun too.
Acting in it, the dialogue, everything about it was just very. What's going on here, dude?
Yeah,
like, what's the?
I mean, but there's talented actors in there.
Yeah, which didn't make sense. Lydia from Teen Wolf, she's a talented.
There's
actress.
Taylor Russell, and there's Logan Miller from he was in Love, Simon and other movies, and then
Jesus.
I forgot. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot her name, but she's on Pose. I don't know if you've seen that show. I've seen parts of it.
I've seen parts of it. I don't know.
I recognize her from the show. I don't remember her name though. But there's good actors.
Yeah.
I like the diversity of actors.
Yeah, they definitely have that in that movie.
They did that at least. Yeah.
At least. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I like the thrilling part of it and the different escape room they had.
I mean, and the thing is, it was made for so little money that the third one's probably on the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
We got a trilogy coming.
No. All right.
That's confusing because, like, aren't visual effects expensive? Like,
I mean, it depends on how much money they put into visual effects. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of it, the sets were probably practical.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so here's my final thought about the movie. It was like, it was so bad, but also I can't wait to see the next one.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm so ready to see it. Yeah.
I'm ready. They're guilty pleasure movies for me, for sure. Yeah. Even though I think there are good parts about them, but I think overall, like, they're not the best. Yeah. But I still enjoy them. What was the other movie you saw?
Old.
I saw that.
You saw that
with Marie.
You saw that?
I didn't like it.
It was not good.
But
two people say it's not good, so I'm not gonna watch it.
But I'm right. But there's so much about it that I do like. Like, first of all, the thrilling part of it are cool. The way that he shoots it is so strange at some points, but it's like disorienting in a way that it also makes you more on edge.
Yeah. I think that the storyline, it has so much going for it, and it could be really good if it was done well. But the acting, for Alex Wolff, he was perfect. Don't talk about him. He was perfect.
I didn't think any of the performances were all that great, to be honest. I don't blame the actors. I think that script was just bad.
The script was awful. My favorite character is Jaren, who kept reminding everyone, "Hi, my name is Jaren. It's Jaren. My name is Jaren." The entire movie.
Literally, the entire script is just them saying what we're already seeing. That's the whole movie.
So
it's just like I am Groot.
It's what it felt like, basically. They were just going around, oh no, this, or like, we gotta do this, or I'm this, like, I'm a nurse, so I can do this right now. I was like, we know you're a nurse. You told us 5 times 10 minutes ago.
Yes. Yeah, also, we know your name is Jaren.
Yes, right, exactly.
I feel like the, famous M. Night Shyamalan twist. And
I didn't even think it was a twist. It was more of a reveal.
It was a reveal, but they revealed it too early.
You think? I think they revealed it towards the end, pretty much.
Well, no, I mean, like, the whole point with the cameras and everything. Like,
the camera... Well, I guess mild spoilers, I guess.
Sorry, but...
It's fine.
You weren't going to go into it, like, thinking that you were going to be
there's a lot more that we didn't talk about that is revealed. But, I don't know. There was just... I just liked... It definitely built up into some, like, tense moments, but there was also just some parts, especially with the acting, that just made me laugh. Yeah. I don't know if I was supposed to.
I don't think it was supposed to. I don't think it was supposed to be comedy, but I laughed a lot.
Yeah, and then there was some parts where it just kind of like dragged and I got a little bored. I don't know. It was just kind of it was just a mixed bag for me.
Yeah,
but
not a fan.
He's definitely very ambitious with his Shyamalan, so I'm all for it. Like, try it out. I'd rather see that than a bunch of sequels and reboots. And I like seeing original ideas and trying to do it in a unique way. I just didn't think it all worked out.
Didn't land entirely, for me personally. Yeah, I agree.
But what else? I saw Jungle Cruise yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
That was fun. Marie and I enjoyed that one a lot. The Rock and Emily Blunt are really good together.
Okay.
So it definitely, I know it seems like Jumanji, but I mean, it's different. I mean, not as much it's funny, but I think it focuses more on adventure than comedy, like Jumanji. So that was fun.
I never saw it like that. It would be like another Jumanji.
Oh no! I guess I didn't think it'd be like Jumanji. I would see Jungle and the Rock.
Jungle, and the Rock. I was like, okay, you've seen it before. Yeah.
No, but it's
familiar.
Different. I could definitely see it starting its own kind of franchise, and I mean, it did pretty well financially.
All right.
So we'll see that, but I'm sure there's more I saw, but I can't remember. So what about you? Nothing.
Escape room.
Escape room is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that ties up our intro. Before we get into the episode, one more thing though. Please definitely check out our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts.
You won't regret it.
Subscribe.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want to see our faces today, it's only on the YouTube channel. You can hear us on the audio.
But you can see our special guest's pretty face.
Exactly. You can see it. You can see how they're both inspired by today's movie.
Which I don't think we've even mentioned so far.
We have not, no, because I wanted to introduce you and everything, but it's finally time. Today we are talking about
White Chicks.
Highly in demand for this movie. Just to introduce that real quick, this was co-written and directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans, who created the show In Living Color, which I've never seen, but I've heard things about. Directed the first 2 Scary movies, Scary Movie 1 and 2, and he later directed Little Man, which is...
Oh, is that with one of the little brothers in it? He was his baby.
He's like the baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what that movie is?
Like, he's like a guy and...
Here, I can pull up the poster for you. I'm sure you might recognize the picture.
Oh, I remember. It's not... I tried to forget.
It's a movie.
No, I don't want to look at that anymore.
Yeah.
Please take that off.
It's a movie.
No, thank you.
It's a movie for sure. So yeah, he's responsible for that. Starring Shawn Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Jamie King, Frank Faison, Lachlan Monroe, and John Hurd. Released June 23rd, 2004. So we're coming up on the 17 years now since its release.
Wow. And it did not age well.
No, not quite.
Not at all.
Made on a $37 million budget, and it made $113 million worldwide, so definitely a success there. And obviously, still a classic today, comedy-wise, that people love to talk about and reference and quote, and I'm sure we'll be doing some of that here today. Martha, you look so excited to watch this movie today. Was this your first time watching it?
No. I watched it. Okay, so for me, it was always on in the background. Like, it was always on TV, I think, because my brothers were always watching it when I was growing up. So I'd always seen parts of it. And I know I've, like, sat down and I've watched it entirely, but it just completely left my mind. I forgot.
Did it feel like a fever dream?
It felt like a fever dream, honestly. I only remember like the dance battle and like the dressing room scene. Those were the only 2 scenes that I remembered from the movie.
See, the dancing I get, but I don't consider the dressing room one of the more iconic parts of it.
I don't know, maybe I was uncomfortable watching it as a child, and it stuck, and it was just like ingrained in my brain after
I get that.
I think that was
understandable.
Okay. Yeah. And then I know for you that wasn't I'm pretty sure we saw this like the first time together as kids.
Yeah, we did, and then
and I remember being young enough to where I didn't know we were supposed to be watching it, but we just watched it anyway, and we were just laughing at
we were just laughing
dumb moments.
Oh, the stupidity.
Yeah. And then, at least speaking for myself, rewatching it for the 20th time now, probably, I'm still laughing at some of those dumb moments. How did y'all feel on the rewatch? Good?
You go.
Go for it. Yeah. Because I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
I mean, I chuckled. That's it.
We got a hater here.
I don't hate it. I'm just not the biggest fan of the movie.
Okay.
It's tolerable.
I tolerate it.
Yeah.
Tolerate it? Okay. Well, I'm curious to see what parts you tolerate, what parts you don't tolerate as we get into discussion.
I don't know what notes I can use here.
It's okay. It's all good. I'll try to walk us through the plot as best as I can. Whatever plot I guess there is.
Sure.
Let's
call it a plot.
Let's say a plot. Sure. So you open with that scene in the bodega, which honestly I think is a better bodega scene than in the Heights. Sorry.
That's what I thought too.
Sorry.
It looked like in the Heights opening scene.
Okay, maybe I won't go that far because honestly my favorite part in the Heights was the opening scene. But
yeah, the song.
But anyway, I thought it was just so stupid, that opening. And he's just singing Guantanamera.
Yeah.
It's the way he pronounces it too, like Guantanamera.
It's just and then he's holding up that Jesus candle. And he's like, they're just finding any stereotype they can use.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, this is an interesting conversation we're gonna have because it's not really. I feel like most of the movies we talk about, we kind of follow a plot. Mm-hmm. This one's just kind of a string of jokes that are somehow connected by.
So I guess the way you can start off the plot is, they are. It's a good old fashioned buddy cop film.
Sure.
Yeah. Love those.
Well, technically, they're not cops. They're FBI.
Okay,
agents.
FBI agents. So. They are, they're the ones that are kind of like the wild cards of the agency that you never know.
The risks,
they're going to take the risk, the underdogs. Mm-hmm. And so one day they decide to take this risk, and
it did not pay off because somehow they could not tell what a drug dealer actually looked like.
So they got the wrong guy.
They got the wrong guys. They tried it. Oh, it's ice cream, and then they ruined the place, and then they're like, nope, you guys keep messing up.
So they put him on the bench.
basically,
because they're screw ups,
right?
And to continue on, they just they're like, well, we got to get back in there. We got to get back in the game. So they decide to be, they get put on this new case.
Yeah, they hear about this new case. They're like, oh, we want to be a part of it. We want to get back into it. And they ask their chief, like, can we get on? And he's like, yeah, you can.
As the driver,
and to pick up these two obnoxious girls. What's up?
Do you get a spoiler warning?
Oh, she's good.
She's good.
Spoiler warning.
Woo, woo. Okay.
I'm so sorry for these.
But also, I mean, is this really a spoiler?
There is no plot.
There's no plot. This movie. The spoil.
Okay.
But it's fair. It's fair.
But thank you for reminding us, because we will never remember.
We always. I'm telling you. I have it in giant letters.
You have it in giant bold letters.
And we miss it every time. But thank you.
This week I don't feel as bad about it though, because it's white chicks. But
yeah, I mean, this is the one movie where it's like,
anyway,
we could have a spoiler warning, but do we need a spoiler warning?
Yeah, but thank you for that though. That was handy.
Thank you for catching that.
Yeah, but then what happens? So they pick up the girls. They end up
white chicks who arguably have it coming for like being made fun of throughout this whole movie, because they're horrible people.
They're terrible.
So
they end up in that car, and then the little dog flies out the window, and as they're trying to save it, he crashes the car, and each of the girls ends up with one tiny little cut on each
scratch.
of their faces.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And for them, it's like, it's over.
It's over. We're done here.
So they're like, you know what? Y'all stay in the hotel. We're gonna figure something out. And out of panic, I guess, they're somehow able to just speed dial
the
makeup team.
Yeah, which, by the way, that whole transformation would not be done in like a matter of like a couple hours.
Oh,
like they show
absolutely not.
But that too.
Like they had to make molds of their face
and everything. They had all this software like comparing their faces
to like dry, like more than a day to dry, like all of that stuff.
Months,
come on,
maybe, right?
Come on,
I don't know.
Now. Come on. So none of that. This movie is not believable at all.
Throw that out the window. Absolutely.
No.
All believability. This is not a realistic portrayal of the Hamptons culture.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I remember when they went to the hotel and they finally met like the girls' friends.
Oh yeah.
They were like, oh my gosh, like y'all look so different, but it's something else.
Yeah.
Like,
How do they not notice?
Yeah.
But I guess it's because even though we as an audience know they look nothing alike, the way they portray it, like as they're scanning their faces and stuff, is they're gonna nail the facial features exactly as it is.
Okay.
But in my head, I'm like, they look nothing like these two women.
They look nothing like them. Yeah.
And they're like, it's been like a year. Like, obviously we look different. It's like,
also, if there was a surgery that could make you taller, I would so take that.
Oh, 100%.
The niche in the niche.
Yeah. Honestly,
well, we can look into that.
Can we, please? Can someone get on that? That'd be great. Thanks.
But yeah, I just...
Oh, you know what? We forgot to mention why they were even on the case for these two girls. So apparently there's like, they got like a ransom note or something.
Oh yeah, this whole kidnapping.
There's a whole kidnapping subplot, which is supposed to move the whole movie around, which is entirely forgotten until the last like 5 minutes of the movie.
I honestly forgot it was in the movie.
Yeah, there's so many plots
when they brought it up,
yeah.
I was like, I don't remember this, but it was there.
Yeah, so the reason that they had to, protect the girls was because they were going to be kidnapped, and they wanted the girls to go. They were sort of using them as bait to find the kidnapper. Who they thought was this one person who I don't even remember who their first person was.
But basically, they were going to have them in a situation where all the agents were there to keep an eye on them the whole time. So if they knew someone was trying to kidnap them, they would know.
They would know who it is. They would catch them. But the girls not wanting to go caused that problem, which is why they decided to dress up like the white chicks and show up to the party.
There you go.
So that is the plot.
Take the matter into their own hands.
At first, I thought they were not going to know how to act like white women for a second, because first those guys hit on them and they just almost want to beat them up.
Yeah.
And then immediately it's like, oh my poodle, oh my poodle. Yeah. But then they already get a handle on the white girl act pretty quickly.
They do, yeah.
And honestly,
I mean, they learned pretty quickly from just the girl. She's like, I'm gonna have a bitch fit.
I did notice.
Yeah.
I think that shows how well they are at being observant, which I guess... I mean, you have to make it somewhat believable that they're FBI agents and they're not complete fuck-ups, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, like, it shows, like...
Makes sense.
They're good at something. They're at least good at being observant and taking in details and applying it to whatever they need to do.
Although I will say I really laughed at that one part where the girl was like, I'm gonna, like, speak to your boss, like, to your manager. I'm gonna call the owner of the FBI.
I'm gonna write a letter.
I'm gonna write a letter. I love it.
And then the whole surgery story, too. Like, I woke up... I wanted to be, like, Gwyneth Paltrow outro, and I woke up looking like freaking Shrek.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so some iconic lines.
And then they start their damn laugh, which I love their laugh so much. Can you do it? It's so obnoxious.
Yeah, and then Denzel Washington.
And then the chief comes in like, you look just like Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
And he just can't hold himself from giggling. He's like, oh my god, what a beautiful chocolate man. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And then, as we mentioned already, BSing through the girls' friends, even though they don't look like those girls just because they're white. And the fact that our friends don't know. I don't know.
Remember the Spanish stereotypes?
Oh, there are
Rico Suave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
love that. Yeah, lots of jokes about that. But
definitely. I mean, they were definitely, like you said at the beginning, talking about the release date. Like, definitely did not age well in terms of some of the jokes.
Well. No,
we're gonna get into some of those as the plot goes along because there's some circumstances like that definitely stick out, like a sore thumb.
Yeah, which I think is another scene that's coming up. Progress along the plot.
Like teach baby how to say quiero Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, teach baby.
Which, funny enough, I had a little toy chihuahua when I was little, and it was like an animatronic one, and it would walk. And it would say, yo quiero Taco Bell. Which I didn't realize how problematic that was until I was older looking back at it.
What kind of toy?
Who gave me that?
It's actually kind of cute though.
I know it was. Okay, but it was actually...
racist. Cute and a little racist.
Very racist. And it was actually a little creepy because one of its legs broke, so it would hobble in like a little circle. Yo quiero Taco Bell. So
honestly, if you say that one more time, I'd be tempted to go to Taco Bell after this.
Honestly, the nacho fries are back. So excited for those. There's
you don't like those?
You get tired of it so quickly.
Speak for yourself. It's fries and just I don't know what seasoning it is with that cheese sauce.
Oh, it was so good. There's no reason it needs to be that good. No reason. No. It's literally just cheese.
It's just like cheese fries. And some like seasoning
and some seasoned
taco
fries.
Seasoning
Come
probably,
on now.
and that's it. I'm like, I could do it at home, but I know it's not gonna taste like that.
It's not gonna be as good.
I don't know why.
It will never be as good.
No.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, and also one more thing I would recommend for y'all. I think it's still on the dollar menu. The spicy potato soft taco.
Really?
It's good.
All right.
They put the sauce in there. It's like a chipotle kind of thing, I think. So good. I get it every time.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah, they come in clutch with their dollar menu though.
I've always been too scared to try it.
Because the dollar?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always nervous about like their whole menu, so I just stick to the just regular crispy tacos.
You just think, oh, dude, crunchy. I mean, you can't go wrong with those.
You should try the cheesy gordita crunch. It's really good. Yeah, it's like a...
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
And the quesarito, it's classic. Though you can only order it on the app for whatever reason.
No, that's the quesarito.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you... No, I said something else.
I know. But I brought up the quesarito.
My bad.
You're good.
We're not talking about that one, okay?
You will be once you try it. Anyways, Yo Quiero Taco Bell is the moral of this movie.
This is the moral of this movie.
Then they meet those Vander bitches, whatever.
Yeah, Vandergill.
Oh, so cringy.
Which is like a play on Vanderpump, I'm assuming, or Vanderpump. Vanderwall. I don't know. One of them. One of the Hollywood
I have no idea.
people.
Anyway, they're annoying, but then it does lead us into how I introduced the episode. You want to talk about mothers? Oh, it's mother time. Oh. And then
a lot of Yo Mama jokes.
Yeah, classics. A lot of Yo Mama jokes. My favorite was the breastfeeding one with the powder, and then the whole Dr. Dre. I'm like, Gucci's doing the beatbox.
Yeah. So.
And then I forgot which one it was. What are the two guys' names again? Kevin and Marcus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember which one's who. One of them is eating the hors d'oeuvres.
Just say hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Appetizers, I don't know.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Whatever. He eats them and he realizes that they have cheese in them, and he has to go to the restroom. He has to go to the bathroom, and he runs in the bathroom, yells, "Move, bitch!"
I love that.
Obviously, I think we can all speak and say that fart jokes usually don't work. And honestly, does it work here? Probably not. No. But I thought it was funny as fuck still.
I feel like they overused it, but it was funny.
They definitely carried it on way too long. Yeah. But I feel like maybe I don't mind it as much just because I thought it was funny as a kid and it just stuck.
I think the pass for it is that this whole movie is ridiculous, and all of its jokes are like not necessary, but they're there anyway. So it fits the movie.
It doesn't feel out of place in the movie.
It doesn't feel out of place.
That's true.
So at least
like middle school jokes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does feel like a middle school which actually is crazy. I think there are 5 writers on this. I don't know how they needed 5 people to write this.
How do you need 5 people?
Wow.
I don't want to misspeak on that, but I swear to God, I was watching the credits and I was like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 6 writers.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, so all of the brothers are on it, and like
all 3. So the 2 brothers in the movie and the director, they're all brothers, so they're all credited as screenwriters, and then there's 3 other.
You didn't catch the last name.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So what else? Okay, then Terry Crews shows up. I love him in this movie.
He's awful.
His character's terrible, but his performance is so committed.
It's perfect.
And it's so funny.
Yes.
I mean, where's his Oscar nomination?
Honestly,
I don't know. He would have been on my ballot. And the way he flirts with her is just funny. And the way he calls her, he's like, what made it funny to me is she clearly rejects his advances the whole time, but for whatever reason, it makes him more.
He makes it wants
it makes his pursuit even more
determined to get her.
Like the fact that he calls her King Kong and sprays him with the pepper spray, and he's just like, oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yep.
I think this will come into maybe one of the problematic parts you were talking about. They're all in the car. And 1,000 Miles comes on.
So I will say this much about the movie. Damn it, that's a good soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
It's a damn good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because it's all like early 2000s bops, and we love it. And 1,000 Miles, classic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I think the way they use it in the movie later on, we'll talk about, is perfect.
Perfect. But this scene in particular is a bit problematic in that they decide to change the song to, a rap song. And the N-word comes up in the song.
And they're rapping to it, but, like, forgetting for a second that they're supposed to be white women. And their friends are like, did you not just say that?
Which, like, at first, props on the girls for knowing better not to use that word.
That's true.
But then...
But then they're like, so?
Nobody's around.
And then
still no.
It was so uncomfortable hearing all of them, just the white girls, like, just saying that, like,
Yeah.
I still laughed, I'm sorry.
It's
okay, the way I look at it is, I don't disagree that it's problematic. The way I look at it is, though, they're the ones that wrote the jokes.
So
if they're giving you, the audience, a pass, then I feel like I'm okay laughing.
Which is why I don't think, like, for that reason, because it was written by black men, that they aren't canceled now in this, like, current cancel culture that we have. Sure. So,
accountability.
Now, if it was a white man obviously writing a joke like that, then I think
that's
that would
a different
be a problem.
Story. Oh, absolutely.
For sure. Or any other race in that particular, when it comes to that word. But
that's a good point.
But yes, I think
this
definitely problematic, especially, I guess, in the climate of today, I guess, if you look at it this way. But I think a lot of people that are watching this grew up with it, so maybe we don't view it.
Yeah, so it's
kind of
viewed through a lens that's like pure nostalgia.
Yeah. 100%.
It's fueled by nostalgia, so because of that, it's hard to find things wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, there were some jokes, though, I will say, that really did make me, like, I didn't understand the humor.
Yeah.
At least with this, there was a joke set up in there that kind of made sense, but there's other jokes in there which I don't understand where the joke came from. Also, too, so another conflict that we didn't mention is that one of the men, his wife, does not know what he's doing.
Oh, and because that's a subplot.
Yeah, that's a subplot in there for no reason.
I just thought about it. I think it's because they're part of the FBI. They're not supposed to talk about their work with anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
But when you're dealing with that, but when your wife is, like, the way she is, like, all paranoid and, like, thinking, like, in the beginning of the movie, like, he comes back from work at like 8:00, and
it was like she was like, it's a 6-minute.
I looked it up on MapQuest. It's only 7 minutes from here to the bar.
Yeah.
Why'd you come home at 8?
Yeah.
Like something. So it's like, I feel like when you're dealing with someone like that, I mean, I would let them know what's going on.
But also, I know someone who is very adamant that he is not in the FBI, but I know he's in the FBI. Looking at you, Joe. You know who you are.
Who is
Joe?
Okay.
I don't know who Joe is.
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
If that's even your real name.
Joe.
Joe.
Joe Jonas.
Have you seen You on Netflix?
I haven't.
Okay, well.
You have to watch it.
Well, I guess, I mean, kind of a spoiler. I don't know. Is Joe actually his name? He like changes his name a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just reminds me of
real name's Joe.
Joe. Anyway. And then, okay, one of the most iconic scenes for you, the dressing room scene. Such a disaster for both of those men.
No, I didn't say iconic.
But you remembered it. It was ingrained in your brain, whether you liked it or not. I don't know if you liked it or not. Was it a good thing that you would say was ingrained in your brain, or would you rather?
It would traumatize her.
It would traumatize me, honestly.
Oh, nice. But
no kid should be able to.
No kid should have to watch that.
That's very true. So one of the men doesn't fit into his clothes, and then the other one's trying to help the friend who's having a mental breakdown.
Yes.
Oh, Shamu back into the ocean.
Yeah. Like the skinniest girl in the movie's talking about like how big she is. And she's like
yeah, because like he comes in and is like, you know, violating her privacy for one thing, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
But he's like, oh, you look like great in that, and she's like, oh, do I? And she's like, you're lying. It's just like a snap like that.
Snap.
It kind of made me sad though, because I know back in the 2000s it was a very big on skinny culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so sad. But now I'm glad we're in a time where we're celebrating body
positivity
yes.
and
love
body inclusivity.
Oh yeah.
So you're perfect the way you look.
Absolutely.
Whoever's watching.
Oh yeah. Then she gets her purse taken, and literally, I thought this, and then she said it. She's a runner. She's a track star.
I literally thought the same thing. I actually wait. Did I write it down?
Especially, and then literally, as she's running for the purse, one of the FBI agents is like, "Damn, is she a track star?"
Yeah, like she's
it literally like this in this purse, and then she takes it. It's like
absolutely,
for Prada.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I'm fully behind that.
Yeah. And then is the auction for the women, which is.
Did that guy bet against himself just over and over again? Like the first guy for the girl, like the Vandergild girl.
I don't know.
Because like I don't think anyone else was betting on her, so like he would just keep going higher and higher against himself.
Oh yeah, because basically, I think I do remember. The joke was like he kept betting against himself because the price that he was offering, like she didn't think was enough for her.
Enough, yeah.
He was like $1,000. She was like, just 1,000.
She's like,
okay, really? $20,000. That's more like it. Like, that's what I'm worth. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying everything in their power not to let Tiffany go on that date.
Not to let it go on that date, because you knew Terry Crews was ready with all his money in the world.
Yeah, he's a famous athlete.
Yeah, I think he's a basketball player. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved how his brother just went in there with a deep voice, like $5,000. He's like,
yeah.
and then suddenly he's with the high voice. He's like 20,000. and then I mean, she ends up getting sold to Terry Crews. Yeah. And she's like, sold to the big black guy right there. Yeah. And she's like, I don't want to go on a date with Buff Daddy.
Buff Daddy. I kind of shook them.
Yeah. Well, do you remember what happens later when they're at the club?
Okay, so apparently, I think Terry Crews went to the bar, and then that guy would he
convinced her to like try to drug her.
To drug her. Yeah.
So
and then
another problematic thing.
And then Tiffany noticed the combination was different, so she kind of switched.
She switched the drinks out, and then
Terry's the one who got drugged instead.
Which, if anything, I feel like this movie is a PSA of like how horrible the world is to women.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just like we're in constant danger at all times.
Especially, I think where they are in the Hamptons, like all rich people.
Yeah.
I wonder like if it's trying to say anything about that kind of
commentary on the rich
society. It is a commentary on the rich people's society and how their view is detrimental to the state of women in society.
Yes, that's it.
That's what they needed 6 writers for.
That's it. That's the exactly reason why they needed 6 writers.
Then the girls come over to their room for the slumber party. And then for a second, I thought it was kind of sweet how they actually kind of end up being friends with them.
Yeah, they end up learning from each other, like, you know, not with the toy that they were using. But,
okay. So that stuff with the dildo and everything, I'd never seen that before. But because they put
it's
the version on HBO Max is like the uncut, unrated version. Yeah. I had never seen that version. But that scene threw me off so much, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah. But, you know, so not that wasn't a learning experience. But they were talking about, like, how, you know, women feel when, you know, men don't
really acknowledge or
don't
appreciate the effort they put in.
Yeah. So, like, they were able to learn because, like, he was having the same problems with his wife. Because, like, he wasn't paying attention to her. So, you know, like, they were able to learn, but they were also being good friends to the girls.
Yeah.
In a way. So, like, they were like, hey, like, know your worth.
Right.
Dude, their friendship is so sweet.
I do like their friendship.
It does end up being like a really
Kinda
nice friendship
sweet, yeah.
in the end. Yeah.
Was I the only one who noticed the cornrows?
Yeah.
Oh.
I noticed.
I noticed when like cultural.
And then she's like, I think you might have been black in the past life. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That also, honestly, I completely forgot about the other brother trying to date that reporter.
Oh yeah, that's also
that part of the movie I did not care for.
Oh my god. Okay, but like the most iconic part of that whole character of the girl, she was like, oh, investigative journalism is my passion, but also I was arrested for trying to stalk J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Like, what kind of investigative journalism?
What kind of investigative journalism are you doing?
Like TMZ?
Like, come on now.
Yeah. That's crazy that you mentioned the J-Lo and Ben Affleck, because now they're back
made
together.
a comeback.
So they're full circle.
Full circle.
So technically that part of the movie is not dated.
It's not. It's not, yeah.
It aged well.
It aged really well. 17 years.
Well.
Yeah.
There
It was funny.
She found love again.
We love it.
Yeah, and then like I said, some of the jokes that didn't work for me. There's like some weirdly misogynistic and like really creepy jokes in this. Like,
which ones?
First of all, I remember before in the dressing room, the boys are like looking at the girls, and then they look up and see them, and they're like, balls, ew. Yeah. And it's just like kind of weird. And then constantly the two FBI agents talking about who's hotter between these two women.
Yeah.
And they always had to pick like two like big women and talk about how ugly they both are, and it was just kind of like.
Yeah.
Weird.
And one of them sniffing the underwear.
Oh, and then I was sniffing the underwear, and then finding out it wasn't.
Overall, just very creepy.
It was just kind of just creepy.
Yeah,
and like
the men are a different kind of breed.
Which they're shown to be creepy, but like they're trying to make a joke out of it at the same time. It's like I don't really see the humor in this joke. Funny. But anyways,
the kind of stuff they joked about back days.
Yeah. But like I said too, with him finding that reporter as a girlfriend, I mean, I didn't really care about that at all.
It was that plot was there for about like a total of 5 minutes of the movie.
And also, I mean, in a way, it was supposed to connect to the whole kidnapping thing because she's a reporter and she knows about all this. Yeah, she's an investigative journalist, but somehow she knows everything about that one case only.
Which they found out more from their drunk friend throwing up in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Come on.
Like, oh yeah, this family's poor. They have no money. We actually had to give them a loan.
Yeah.
So they don't lose their house.
Yeah. So they discover more with that than anything. I was
like, well, there you go.
But I do want to talk a little bit more about the whole club scene.
Yeah.
Talk about
the iconic dance battle.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
They didn't ask for permission to dance.
They did not ask for.
No, they did not.
Yeah. So I hate you both. Anyway. Yeah. So the dance battle, which. Do I need to like choreograph like a dance battle with like you guys just in case? Like, you know, because like in
case we like show up somewhere and then we just get like challenged.
And we get challenged. Like we need to be prepared for this. Yeah. So we need to work on that.
It's a reasonable argument to be made for that, for sure.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll get on it.
Oh, what they did this?
Oh, the other girls. Oh, the other girls thing was terrible. Yeah.
Well, those were some white girls dancing.
Those were definitely white girls dancing. Yeah.
Yep, that's what that was. Terry Crews dancing with the whistle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He dances so good.
That was funny.
That
so
made
funny.
me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely a scene that was there.
It was
there. But it had laughs to it, so I mean.
No reason for it to be there, but it made me chuckle.
It made you chuckle, and like at the end of the day, I guess it serves a purpose.
That did something. Yeah.
So the scene where she goes on that, or I keep calling him she when he's really a guy the whole time.
It's a he, yeah. I'm just gonna say they.
They, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When they go on that date with Terry Crews, was that before or after the club?
That was before.
Okay.
Before the club.
No, I think
because they went from the.
Oh no, it was before. Okay, I couldn't find my dance battle notes, so I was like, did I just forget? Okay.
They went on the dinner because then remember he took the car to the.
For the reporter and everything. Right. Okay. So that iconic date, I just think it's funny how he is already, and then one in my opinion, the most iconic scene in the movie is when they turn on 1,000 Miles and he thinks he's gonna hate the song. And he's like, how'd you know? I love this song.
Yeah.
And the way he's like, make a mind and I need you.
Yes.
Yeah, just like going against the expectation again. And then when they show up to the dinner, he just becomes the nastiest person, putting his stinky feet up on the table, and I just love how the way she's like being so nasty, and the way Terry Crews is talking to him like all poetically still.
I know.
Just like the way the sun rooms through your hair, and she's just like being all gross with her nails.
It's disgusting.
I have to say, he has a really big tongue.
Oh.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I thought you were going to say he has a really big tolerance for her.
That's what I thought you were going to say too.
Because both things are true. Both are true.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah.
Just a random observation.
And then, the joke. I don't know how you felt about this joke when the brother got to his house and that Chinese maid was there.
Oh yeah,
kicked her out.
That's
and then the maid was just so unfazed by.
She was kind of.
Not the maid, but the girl. The reporter just. Was like, I was like, how's she not unfazed?
Are you not getting? Because it's like
you're an investigative
like one
journalist.
Thing after another. Yeah, if you're a so-called investigative journalist,
you would be able to pick up those things.
Pick up the fact that this lady's like screaming at him as he walks into the house.
Yeah.
He has a giant picture of a random man.
My trainer.
There's a random dog that's attacking him. He doesn't even know where his own kitchen is.
I know.
Come on.
Where's the kitchen again?
Yeah. It's just the wine would be in the kitchen. She's like, it's your house. And he's like, it is my house. Yeah. It's like,
and she's just like all. I'm like, okay, this girl's
investigative journalist.
My ass.
Yeah, I feel like for the dog, the explanation he could have provided was
he's dog sitting.
Dog sitting?
Yeah. Oh, like, this is my brother's dog. He doesn't like me, so...
Yeah, like, I'm dog sitting. I haven't watched him very long, so he's not used to me yet, or something.
Yeah.
But no, they come up with the dumbest... 6 writers, and they couldn't come up with a better excuse.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, before I forget, I wanted to mention Karen, the blonde friend who got drunk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was getting annoyed with her when she kept trying to impress him.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, girl... Please move on. Honestly. You deserve somebody better than him.
Not even a bare minimum guy. It's like below, like, just a terrible human being.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then she's still like, every scene she's just focused on, oh my god, he didn't look at me.
I know.
I bought this for him.
Yeah.
No, but what made me happy is that everyone else made her realize her worth. And
honestly.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah.
You go.
Absolutely.
She came around.
She did come around.
Like, she redeemed herself.
Yes. Yeah, literally, that was my note. Why is the blonde friend so into this white rapist dude through all this? That was my note.
Yeah, like, she tries too hard. Character development, that's what I wrote.
Basically.
Development. I'd love to see it, yes.
So then eventually, you're getting towards the end of the movie already, believe it or not.
Yeah. So we see a sort of a split between the two friends, the two main characters. The white chicks that I can't remember the names of, Marcus and Kevin. So they get in a fight because he's like, I just like keep going along with you, and now I've lost my wife, I've lost my job because of you. And if I'm being completely honest, they did not set up any sort of connection between the two characters at all. So I feel nothing.
Yeah.
This just comes like out of
all you know about them is they're brothers.
Are they?
Wait, Kevin and Marcus?
In the movie?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
I thought they were supposed to be brothers. I mean,
I thought they were just
maybe I had to assume they were brothers in real life, so they're just...
So they must be brothers in the movie?
Right? I'll check. I just assumed they were brothers.
Well, if anything, that just proves even further...
Yeah, they're brothers.
That they set up...
They're brothers.
Zero...
The Copeland
brothers. They're both Copeland, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set up, like, zero connection with the two characters, other than, like, it's just them joking the whole time. So you see, like, there's no reason to be like... Man, I really hope it works.
I really hope they work out together. It's like, okay, I really don't care.
It's like, I don't care at this point.
Just make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm here for.
There is no plot to this movie.
Yeah.
Like, don't suddenly throw in some drama.
Yeah, like it matters.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You know the part when Gina and her friends showed up to the hotel room?
Oh, I don't know how they got to the Hamptons in the first place, first of all.
I know.
Yeah.
Because remember she was eating lunch or something, and then the credit card, it was...
Oh, yeah.
And they bought it in the...
No, I know. So. No, well, I'm not saying, like, how do they know to go ahead? It's like, how do they get in?
Oh.
Yeah.
And especially that was such an exclusive party.
Yeah, They're very impressive.
I guess, yeah. Or they found their way to sneak in perfectly.
They found their way, yeah.
I wanted to note that when Gina found the white girl... I like that she only got mad at the husband, not the girl, because it's not the girl's fault. Because most people in a relationship, when they think somebody's cheating on them, they blame like the girl or the opposite person, rather than their significant other.
I'm sure there's cases. I agree with you. I'm sure there's cases where the other person knows that person's relationship just doesn't care.
Yeah,
but I also
exceptions though.
But I also do agree that most of the anger, if not all of it, should go towards your partner that's cheating.
Yeah, he's the one doing the cheating.
But even in that moment, I was like, you still can't explain what's going on.
I know, it's very simple. Like you literally, he just needs to go up an octave, and that tells you the whole story there.
Yeah. Like, instead of explaining what happened, he's like, baby, wait, I can explain. But
and then the friend's just sitting there silently, still acting like a girl. You could very easily take off the wig and be like, hey, what's up? Like, come on.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you could do.
Literally his only explanation. Like, no, it's not what you think. It's a dude.
Yeah, and she's like, you're sick. So, and
her sassiness, I love her sassiness in the beginning. She's like, Marcus.
Oh, when she's trying to talk to him and he's like drifting off.
The way she says it's funny.
To me before too. It's anyways.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, then they end up at that fashion show at the end. But then after that, the chief finds out who they are, and he's like, oh, look who's here. It's that beautiful. He's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Hey, cut
your shit.
Yeah.
But then eventually, I guess they both come back together. They're like, we can solve this case. Like, I guess because they find out information, so they're like, okay, we know who to stop or whatever.
The truth, because it was the Vandergild's father all along. Because I don't know who the other suspect was.
With the white rapist dude.
With the white rapist dude named Heath.
Yes.
Mad
the KKK members were the ones behind it all.
Always are.
So.
Also,
I mean, are they not white supremacists? They definitely give off that energy.
They give that energy, but we don't know for a fact. But
I get the white supremacy vibes right now.
I get it. I get you.
Yeah.
But I need to make some comments about this fashion show. What
was fashion expert here? Go for it.
What was the theme here? Because I saw Under the Sea. I saw Swan Lake. I saw there was the white theme. What was happening? What was the reason for all of those clothes happening?
Spring.
It made me upset.
Or summer.
As a fashion lover, made you upset.
I was upset. I was thoroughly upset watching those clothes happen.
Especially because, I mean, even today, we're still getting some really good movies.
Even in 2003 standards? Absolutely
2004, excuse you.
2004 standards? Absolutely not.
No. Yeah.
No, it's just wrong.
The outfits, though, it was kind of cute. The confidence.
Yes. The white theme party, I like it.
Oh, first of all, I thought, of course, it's a white party.
Oh. Well, I just... well, I messed up. Anyway.
It's just the way he said it at the beginning. Are you guys coming to the white party?
White party.
He didn't say it like that, but that's how I pictured.
KKK party.
It just reminds me of... Have you seen Django Unchained?
Yeah.
It just reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like, we have some white cake.
Yeah.
I just love it. So, yeah, I thought that fashion show was going to be a disaster, but then at the end, it's apparently revolutionary.
Apparently, yeah, because then it turns into Carrie.
Oh yeah, basically. Yeah. Right.
I love the reference.
And then everything's revealed.
And then also, sorry. And then there's a parade from like a Chinese themed.
I don't know where.
Where does that come from?
I don't know where.
You were Under the Sea before. What's happening?
There's no consistency in this show. There's no solid theme.
It's upsetting.
If it was like an Asian theme, that would have made more sense to have a Chinese dragon.
Stick with one. Pick one and go with it.
And stick with it.
Yeah, and at least make it good. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant's over.
Hey, Martha, breathe.
It's just a movie.
That's the film.
No, I'm upset now.
Okay. But then, go ahead.
I love the swan dresses.
You like those? Oh yeah.
It reminded me of Hannah Montana.
Oh my god.
Same. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I pictured too when watching it.
That was completely in my mind too.
Yeah.
So then you had the big shootout. Things are revealed. Motives are revealed. Blah 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 blah. Then they find out the brothers are actually men, not the white women.
Yeah.
I mean, the real ones showed up too. I forgot how they got there and everything, but they because they saw us in the newspaper and they were like, "Oh my god, we're on the cover! Wait, that's not us."
Yeah.
And anyway.
So.
Whatever. I just loved when Terry Crews found out who he was. He was just like, "Negro, please."
Yeah. He's not upset about the fact that he was a man, but that he was black.
Black.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So.
And then I remember. What joke was this? I think the chief was talking to one of those rapey FBI agents. He's like, "Oh, what are you laughing at, Denzel?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they're all friends.
Basically, just everyone's happy and friends together at the end.
And then the ending scene. Shopping!
I'm like, oh no, we're all gonna hang out. We're all gonna go
shopping!
And
is that really how you want to end your movie? Like, I understand that the movie entirely is awful, but is that how you want to end it?
I honestly kind of liked how they ended it.
Okay, well, I guess I can't hear you.
The friendship.
Well, because I thought the most genuine thing about the movie was their friendship, so I figured you ended on that.
I have to say, Tiffany's eye smile is so cute.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Then when she smiles, she's like, it's so cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then I also wrote 6 writers. Yeah. Those are all the notes I have on the movie, though.
Yeah, that's about it for me too.
Did y'all have anything else, or did you just want to go into your final thoughts on the movie?
Overall, this is it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's released in theaters.
Like I said, did not age very well. There were definitely some problematic parts to it. Can't
argue with you there.
It had its funny parts. I chuckled a few times. I will give it that much. So characters were soundtrack.
Oh yeah, good soundtrack. Good soundtrack.
Love the soundtrack.
I miss watching 2000s movies and hearing the soundtracks.
Honestly,
because I don't think soundtracks today are up to par.
They're never up to par.
I really don't.
Never there.
Because they somehow have to put the worst music of our generation into these movies today.
Honestly,
so I just don't. You could make a good 2020s now soundtrack, but they just refuse not to.
They choose not to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rude. But,
all right. What about you? You have any final thoughts on White Chicks?
Well, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a very guilty pleasure.
Movie. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Basically, since I was a kid, all I've gone to this movies for is laughs, and it gives me laughs. That's raw.
There's no other reason.
There's really not another reason I can ask for it. Yeah. It's White Chicks.
So yeah.
That's about it. So if we want to go into our ratings, I will go ahead and give this a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It passes for me.
What?
6.
6.
It's a comedy. As the only job, the main thing that comedy needs to do is make me laugh, and it did it. Then it did it. So I can't ask for much more.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely guilty pleasure though. It's a bad movie.
Yes.
But anyway, what about you? Do you have a rating for this?
I think 5.5.
Okay.
So
not good.
Not quite positive for you.
Huh?
Not quite like a positive for you.
It's some of the jokes like.
Yeah. So you're kind of just about down the middle.
Yeah, like it's funny, but sometimes it's not funny. It's like in the middle.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you?
I gave it a 5 out of 10 too.
A 5 as well. Okay, so y'all two can cheers, but.
We cheers.
You cheers when you match ratings.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'll just drink myself off my 6
because
apparently I'm being too generous. I consider it a 7. I'm not gonna lie, because I laughed so much.
This 5 was me being generous with this movie.
I was expecting a 4.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Kind of on the edge.
Anyway, so.
But yeah, that was our review and discussion on White Chicks.
White Chicks, yes. Yeah. Next episode.
Yeah.
We have so nobody's around.
Yeah, let's not
bring that up again. Okay, anyway, speaking of our next episode, we have a movie ready to go.
We have a movie. We do have a movie ready to go.
We talked about the movie. Cool.
I forgot, but I'm here. Okay, our next movie.
Do you remember it?
So excited for this one.
Okay.
And this is genuine. I love this movie. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
This will be my first viewing of it.
This will be my 1,000th time viewing.
Yeah, I've not seen it either. No. Okay, well, it is on HBO Max right now.
Together.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be great. HBO Max or streaming. I'm kidding. You can find it on there. That's definitely where I'll be watching it because I've never seen it. I know nothing about this movie. I don't even know the genre. I'm assuming it's sci-fi based off the title.
It's very good. I love it. I love this movie.
So I'm excited. I'm going to go into this movie pretty much blind. So
that'll be fun.
That'll be fun for sure.
Oh, you're not going to know what to expect at all.
Not at all.
Because even if I try and tell you the plot, it still wouldn't make sense.
Still no. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go into. I was thinking about this the other day though. I think every movie we've talked about you've seen before. You've never blindly watched the movie we've talked about.
That's true.
So we need to
find a new one.
We gotta change that pretty soon.
Seen.
And then the best ones are gonna be the ones where neither of us have seen it.
Ooh.
Because then neither of us are gonna have any idea
exactly
how we're gonna think. But we're gonna adventure through all that. But yeah, that's next week's movie. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's on HBO.
Yep.
So yeah. We're on every single audio streaming platform. So if you have Spotify, you got Apple Podcasts, you can search up In a Wider Screen and we're right there. Or even better, like I said, if you want to see our beautiful faces, if you want to see the outfits that these two ladies came up with today, you want to see this cute little puppy here in this Prada purse, our YouTube channel, In a Wider Screen Podcast, make sure to like, comment, subscribe on there. We've just passed 20 subscribers.
Ooh, look at us. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Such a milestone.
Honestly.
I mean, we're so close to getting monetized. It's crazy.
Almost there.
1,000 subscribers at least. But it's fine. And then lastly, you can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at In a Wider Screen as well. I think we actually passed like milestones on those ones as well.
Shoot. Did we? Did we really?
I think.
Wow.
I'm gonna check right now.
Look at us. We are thriving. Thank you all.
So we've passed 10 on Instagram, we've passed 10 on Twitter, and we're past 20. We're on 20 now on TikTok.
Oh,
we're in double digits on all platforms. Look at that.
Us. Woo! Yes.
Yeah. Hard work.
We're so sad, aren't we?
We are so sad. We are talking to ourselves.
I'm still hoping for y'all to go viral one day though.
One day. Yeah. Well, I guess our Percy Jackson sort of.
Percy Jackson was kind of viral.
Like a mini viral.
For some reason. Yeah.
I still don't know why.
I don't understand that, but whatever.
Anyway, but for those of y'all that are watching and listening, thank you so much for sticking it around.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to our guests.
Thank you for our special guest, Veronica, for coming. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course. We hope you enjoyed your time here and that we didn't drive you away forever. I might speak too soon on that, but we'll see. But yeah. So yeah.
Yes.
Once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good day. Bye.